Hey guys, what's going on? Andos here and welcome back to the channel. Hope you are having a good day or night wherever you are in the world. I just wanted to ask, do you feel like you should be getting more kills on Warzone? Do you feel like you should be dying less on Warzone? Do you feel like you are improving, however you want to get to the next level as soon as possible? Well, not to worry, in today's episode we are going to go in depth and talk about some very important tips in Warzone to help you improve as a player. We are going to cover topics like how to push full squads by yourself, enemy selection process when you bump into multiple targets, how to isolate your gunfights using angles. We'll talk about trigger discipline, and I'm going to discuss one technique that I often see higher tier players use all the time. However, most people I spectate don't really use this technique, which is such a shame. This technique is super useful and I just don't see a lot of people using it for some reason, so that segment I think will be super useful. At the end of the video, I will also be sharing my current go-to loadout, my personal preference when it comes to the best guns at the moment in Warzone, so make sure to stick around until the very end to find out. Before we begin though, if you are interested in supporting the channel, please check out the merchandise at andos.gaming.com. There are some cool clothing gaming designs. We got PC Master Race, Controller Squad, and also A-Squad AndosGaming t-shirts and hoodies of course. Shipping is worldwide. There will be a 20% off sale for the next week. Use code ANDOS20 to get 20% off right now for a limited time. So yeah, make sure to go check out the merch. Buy 30 of them t-shirts. Thank you very much. Anyways, with that out of the way, let's begin. Alrighty, first topic I want to discuss is pushing full squads by yourself. It's something I highly recommend everyone doing. Sometimes you need to push yourself out of your comfort zone, and pushing full squads can be daunting. However, the more you do it, the better you get at the game in my opinion. Don't get me wrong, it's not easy. I'm still trying to improve in this aspect. There are a lot of variables to consider when pushing a full squad, like when to take the first shot, when is it a good time to thirst, how aggressive do you need to play, what angles to take, etc. The list goes on. Saying that, I will break down a situation where I push a full squad and explain my thought process to provide some insights to help you get that team wipe. So I see a squad doing a flag contract up ahead, so I decide to push. I'm playing quads at the moment, so I'm assuming I'll be versing 4 people. So in my head I'm thinking, it's really important for me to get the down off the rip. I can't be missing my shots or losing the opportunity on the first engagement. I spot an enemy, however notice how there is so much cover around. It's pretty unlikely for me to get that kill, so I hold the trigger. Another target appears, and once this person jumps over this fence, it's an easy kill. It's super important to notice how much cover is around your target, just to make sure you have enough time to get the kill. I get the down, however I don't go for the thirst as I'm exposed to the second target. I get back into cover, chow the second person. The enemy has repositioned, so I try not to stay in the open for too long. I thirst at this point, I'm pretty sure it's safe and the enemy can give away my position. Right now, I'm trying to wait for the enemy to overexpose and make a mistake. This is where the fine balance of being aggressive and passive comes into play. I'm just checking my angles here, however, I know I can't stay here for too long playing quads. I get a couple shots in and decide to push in at this point. I'm not going full aggro mode just yet, still trying to wait for the enemy to make a mistake. Notice how I'm peeking, but I still always have cover nearby. Once I get the heartbeat in, I decide to push since I have the intel now. So I know there are 2 people around the corner. My mindset right now is I need to use my movement to my advantage, as there could be 2 people pre-aiming the angle. I slide counts out to peek to get peeker's advantage, get some shots in and gather some intel, and immediately do a jump shot back into cover. Right now I'm pretty confident I'm going to get the first kill, as he is prone and pretty stagnant. I get the down, however I use this opportunity to assess the second enemy. Judging by the range, I need my AR for this engagement, so I jump back into cover, swap my weapons and ego chow. I know I need to hit head/chest shots to win the gunfight, so I keep that in mind. I managed to get the team wipe, so that worked out pretty well. Couple of things I wanted to mention. It's super important to get that first down. Try to only take the shot when you know you can get that down. This is essential, especially when versing multiple targets by yourself. Confidence is key when pushing full squads by yourself. Remember, even if it doesn't work out, you can learn from your mistakes and get better from there. Another benefit I noticed from solo pushing, from my personal experience anyway, it kind of makes me more calm now when it's a 1v1 situation. When pushing squads of 3 and 4 a lot, one enemy, it doesn't seem as hard. It's hard to explain, but I'm way more calm now in 1v1 scenarios, which help my game a lot. This is the result of just pushing full squads and getting used to fighting multiple enemies at once. Hey guys, really quickly, remember to smash the like button if you enjoy the content or learned anything new throughout the video. I do try to put a lot of hours and editing into these clips, so demolishing that like button would mean the world to me. I do make a lot of in-depth Warzone guides and just try to spread some good vibes, so yeah, make sure you sub to YouTube channel so you don't miss out on any future uploads. Last but not least, I do stream on Twitch at AndosGaming TV. I do have a face cam set up just to make sure I can connect with everyone in chat on stream, so come say hi, it's just good vibes. With that out of the way, let's continue. Alrighty, in the next section, I want to talk about target selection. There are a lot of situations where you bump into multiple people and you're thinking, cool, who do I shoot first? What's the best course of action? In my opinion, there are three variables that need to be considered: the threat level of each enemy, what cover does the enemy have, and what cover do you have. When fighting multiple people at one, split-second decision making is super important. I'll break down a couple scenarios to slow it down, just to emphasize those variables to help you get those team wipes. I spot a target ahead and decide to push. My teammates are fighting another squad, so I won't have any backup, so I need to win this gunfight. I slide cancel around the corner and notice there are two targets. My thought process at the moment is the threat level is pretty low, the enemy is looking the other way. If I shoot the enemy on the right, the target on the left will have a clear angle to take me out. I notice my body is closer to the right side of this wall and I need to use it for cover. So I decide to take out the target on the left first instead. Notice while I'm shooting, I'm moving backwards into cover, just to make sure I break my line of sight on the second person. Basically, I'm isolating the gunfight. Now half the job is done, I ego chow the second target. I managed to get the kill and it all worked out. As you can see, my priority is to keep myself alive and using cover to my advantage. When you get into these scenarios more often, you start to get better at split-second decision making. It's all really quick sometimes. Remember to isolate your fights, use cover to your advantage, and you should be able to win more gunfights when versing multiple people. Another huge factor when it comes to where your focus should be when fighting multiple people is how much cover the enemy has. We did speak about this earlier, but basically trigger discipline and target selection is very important. Choosing the right enemy to shoot first can be confusing at times. However, the general rule is you want to select the target with less cover, just to increase your chances of winning that gunfight. There are so many scenarios where I bump into multiple targets, however I shoot the person with the most cover, because he is the closest or he's the first threat I see. Sometimes it's a good idea to assess the environment and take the smarter shots. I'll break down a simple scenario to emphasize what I mean. In this situation, I spot two people. Just my instant reaction, I flick to the target on the left. However, I notice that the enemy is actually really close to cover. There is a good chance I won't be able to get this kill. I hold the trigger and shift my focus to the target on the right as I notice that this enemy has no cover nearby, which means I'm way more likely to get the kill without too much risk. That was a really simple example, but it just shows. With a bit of trigger discipline and the right enemy selection process depending on nearby cover, it can really help you get those easy kills. Alrighty, in the next section, I'm going to talk about a certain technique that I see a lot of high tier players use. It's aiming down sight prior to the engagement. A lot of people just aim down sight when you see the enemy. However, aiming down sight right before the gunfight can be super useful as you're ready to shoot. Another benefit of aiming down sight is just that your footsteps are harder to hear. If you can predict where the enemy is, just ADS while walking and be prepared to shoot when the target appears. I know it's a really simple concept, however, it's actually a super effective technique that should definitely be utilized. Well, that is it for today's episode. Hope you guys really enjoyed the content. Remember to smash the like button if you learned anything new or find any type of value in today's episode. In regards to the best loader at the moment, I've been using the XM4 recently, as you can see in the clips. However, I just recently switched over to the EM2. I think I'm a little late to the party. Hands down though, I think the EM2 is the best AR in the game at the moment. In regards to the setup, for the muzzle I use the agency suppressor, for the barrels the 25.8 task force, under barrels the field agent grip to control that recoil, for the optics the axial arms 3 times, for the magazine a lot of people like to go with the 50 round, I like to go with the 40 personally for that faster ADS speeds, so this is my EM2 setup. When it comes to the secondary, I'm going to go with the OTS9. The TTK is super fast and the movement speed on this gun is really good. I'm actually going to miss the OTS9 when it does get nerfed. I feel like it will be pretty soon. I still think this is the best SMG in the game right now. So for the attachments, for the muzzle, I'll go with the Guru Suppressor. For the barrel, I'll go with the 8.1 Task Force. Magazines, the 40 round fast mag. The rear grip, I use the Serpent Wrap. And for the stock, I use the KGB Skeletal stock. So yeah, this is my OTS9 setup that I'm using at the moment. When it comes to perks, I try to adjust depending on what mode I'm playing. For example, if I'm playing Verdansk, the normal BR mode, I will use double time. Compared to if I'm playing Rebirth, I'll play quick fix. When playing Rebirth, I find it I'm always fighting multiple enemies in close quarters, so with quick fix, when you get a kill, your health regenerates much faster. Also with the lethals, if I'm playing on normal BR mode, I'll go with Semtex, and when I'm playing with Rebirth, I go with the throwing knives. This is personal preference. I am really enjoying the throwing knives at the moment. It's pretty cool. I highly recommend it to everyone. It's actually super fun. Remember to comment below what guns you guys are running and what perks as well. I'm always interested to know. Also sub to YouTube channel for more Warzone content. I do drop videos weekly. I do stream on Twitch at AndosGaming TV. Remember to drop by, come say hello. Well, as always, I wish you guys all the best and good luck on the Warzone.